Hey, Cohort B, I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit because today's that last day for scheduling. Although you can make changes to your, that paper you turned in is not a final thing. That's kind of a backup plan. What they're going to look at is the thing you filled out electronically on the My app, which you can still change, now and next week, I believe. At some point, they'll shut it off and it'll freeze whatever you're at. But I wanted to talk to you since I'm not in there, since I had my surgery. It went well, by the way. Um, and uh, and what's going on is, um, let's talk engineering first. Um, so if you're in my POE class right now, then you are here as year 2. And year 3, you can pick one of these two elective courses. You could pick both of them if they both sound good, but I just wanted to recap. Honors Digital Electronics is an electrical engineering class. So we dabbled in it in POE. We did some circuits and, we built circuits and stuff like that. Well, DE is going to go a lot more in depth into that realm, where you're going to actually use switches and all sorts of things like that, gates, and it's kind of cool stuff. So that's if you're interested in like the digital electronics, if you wanted to go into electrical engineering. If that doesn't strike your fancy, we have this other class, Honors Computer Integrated Manufacturing. This one's with Mr. Lair, and he in that class you learn how to use the CNC router, the robotic arm. You do some other hands-on projects. Do some stuff with Vex. So it's more on the industrial or civil or manufacturing engineering end, and you kind of learn to use some pretty cool equipment in there. And this one's more the electronics, with circuits and stuff like that, with Mr. Moultrie. And then the 4th year class is where you do a big project where you kind of put it all together and you work on this giant project and present it to a panel at the end, and kind of go through the whole development process from beginning to end and hopefully make something really cool there. Then we'll talk computer science classes, because even if you're in engineering or you're in computer science right now, these are awesome classes to take. I kind of separated them out. Oh, by the way, if you're not in my engineering, then I recommend this class, Honors POE, to anyone who wants to be an engineer in the future. If you're going to school for engineering, this is a great class to take. I just had one of my students from 4 years ago email me and say that they're still using stuff from this class in their senior year in their interviews for positions and stuff like that. So it's really useful. It's a cool variety of engineering topics, especially if we can be in person 5 days a week, which next year we will be, hopefully, for the whole time. So, computer science, if you're in my cybersecurity class, you have a couple other options. If you've already taken AP Computer Science Principles, that's cool. You can go on to AP Computer Science A. If you haven't, this is a introductory computer science class that kind of covers a variety of things. Like, it goes into coding, it goes into artificial intelligence, it goes into what else does it do? We used to do app creating, but I think they changed the curriculum last year. I teach this some years I don't, and it's a nice variety of topics in computer science. It's probably 50% learning how to code on Python. Computer Science A is we program in Java, and I teach this class. I'm the only one who teaches this one. And we program Java, which is an object-oriented programming language. It's probably best if you have some computer programming experience. Like if you've taken computer science A, you'll be or computer science principles, you'll be very able to do this class. Or if you've learned some programming on your own and you know what if statements and ors and ands and while loops and for loops, if you know those, then you'll be fine because it's just basically like learning a new language. And if you haven't taken cybersecurity, if you're in one of my other computer science classes or principles of engineering, cybersecurity is a cool class on learning how to hack and stop hackers, and we do some stuff that not a lot of people um, know how to do, and it's pretty cool the things you can do. We do a lot of stuff on a virtual machine so we don't get arrested for the things we do. Anyway, I wanted to throw that by, talk about that, make sure you thought about which classes you're taking next year. If you have any questions, send me an email. I've already had some students doing that. If you wanted to do something out of order, just email me. I've done this a while and I have, pretty sound advice on whether I think you'll be successful, and, we can adjust and make changes sometimes. Not everyone does everything in the same order. Also, if you have any questions about your math classes or any questions about scheduling, I usually know a decent amount about how most classes, not all of them, but I can get you to the right person otherwise. All right, so hope that helps. I'll talk to you later, and I will actually get to see you next week, at least for one day. It's crazy. All right, bye, folks.